unstoppable, and sailing, she was unstoppable. But it wasn't until Magnus Ligedal, a gold Olympian, I'd spent 3 months sleeping out in my car, and I was still there. It was like 90 days. In the 90th morning, 5:30 in the morning, I show up to wash his boats, and he says, "You are totally unstoppable." And he took a magic marker, a Sharpie, and he went over to this really old boat, and there was like a creature that was living in the bottom of it. And he said, "Here, you can start with this boat. You repair it and you fix it up, and you can use this boat to train in." And he wrote Unstoppable Tracy because he told me no for 90 days. And on the 90th day, he wrote Unstoppable Tracy on this boat without even knowing how it followed me everywhere. So I finally threw in the towel and said, okay, if the world wants to call me Unstoppable Tracy, but I'll only accept it if you know, world, that you are unstoppable too.
These are the last 2 lines of a poem by W.E. Henley. The poem is called Invictus, and it's actually about how people, when they find themselves down, how they find the real strength to carry on. And the last 2 lines of his poem are the motto of the Invictus Games. That is, I am the master of my fate, I am the captain of my soul. And it's really true, you know, the Invictus Games with 500 competitors. These are 500 stories of people finding themselves in a very bad situation, physically, mentally, or both. And it might have taken them 2 years, 5 years, 7 years to realize that if they keep on living by their not fulfilled dreams, by their lost opportunities, by their limitations, they, but also their loved ones, it will have a major negative impact on their lives. So there comes a moment that you realize that you need accept that you have your weaknesses. You know, everybody of us has weaknesses, and it is accepting them that helps you the best to go forward.
No, there's the secret is that I was born limitless. Is a bit of a bad joke, limitless. But the bigger secret is that you are born limitless too. We are all born limitless. And so exceed your uncertainty. Feeling uncertain is no excuse for inaction. Embrace possibility. Even when you don't know how, don't avoid failure. And earn independence. But earning independence is not alone. Earning independence and courage in those fearful moments, who you surround yourself with is who you become. That's how you earn independence, not alone. And no excuses gives you the bonus of no limitless life. Thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you, Maurice, for inviting me. Mart, I'm mad at you for bringing me to tears over and over. But I'm so lucky that 50% of those tears are usually crying from laughter. So I'm so glad to have joined you on this call.
Yeah. Thank you very much, given the opportunity to meet such a great person with such incredible strength. And I would end with the famous words, you are the master of your fate, you're the captain of your soul. Good luck.
Thank you, you both. You made this happen. This first gathering between Tracy and the Invictus. I told you, everyone, this was a very special webinar. With emotions, with a laugh.
Half him away. On one day, the festivity of me taking over the job of Chief of Defense from Dick Berlijn. And the next morning your son is killed in the mission in Afghanistan. And of course there were people who said that they specifically aimed at my son, but this was bullshit. Nobody outside of his unit knew that he was there. He didn't have his name tag, only his first name. The media didn't know. So he was just on the wrong place on the wrong time. He had bad luck, together with his driver and the two soldiers who were severely injured sitting in the back of his car. Yeah, of course. Yeah. For me, for my family, this was the worst thing that can happen. We were, if you may say so, in a crisis. And I said all the wrong things, to be honest on that. But in the end, we came back to our sense, and my wife and I, we looked at each other and we said, well, if I now quit as Chief of Defense or as a soldier, then we will not only lose our son, but we will lose everything that he believed in and that we believed in. So, of course, at that moment, everything that I had in my backpack full of experience was needed. But in the end, we as a family, it was not only me, we as a family, we decided to take on our life and go on so that our son could be proud on us. So we tried, it wasn't easy, but with the four of us, we tried to pick up life again and to go on serving our society. And looking at the crisis where our society, well, the whole world is in now, we all have choices and we all have our responsibilities, but you have to stick to your moral compass. You have to stick to the values and ethics that makes it so that you still can look in the mirror and be happy with yourself, and that you can say, yes, this is why, what I want to be, this is what I want to do, and this is what I want to contribute. This is the way I want to serve.
Stories are the only thing that has moved the world. One of the key things that stories do is they create emotion. And if you want motion, if you want people to move, if you want people to act, they need to first have emotion, that we're going to do things differently. Because the old story that we were telling perhaps was not rich enough for the world we are now living in and the world we're moving to.
And at the end of the day, the point is, I don't know where I'm from and I don't know who I am anymore. So, and I think that relates to a lot of people in this world now. We're so connected, we're everywhere, right?
Yeah.
The bigger the stakes, the more we want it, the more nervous we're going to get. And so it's not about getting rid of the nerves, which is what a lot of people want. They want to not be nervous on stage. When you're not nervous on stage, quite frankly, it's a very boring place. There's no energy propelling you forward. And so it's really about understanding how to manage your nerves and of your imagination. And the key is to think about the good stuff. Because when you think about the good stuff, nervousness and excitement are the same emotion. Scientifically proven, they release the same types of hormones.
The first and foremost tip is very simple and yet profound. Be yourself. Now, how do you do that? This is about reflecting and connecting to yourself. Reflect, connect, reflect, connect. The key question that I ask myself every time that I seek this process is, when am I most myself? That's the how do I live my story? When am I most myself? How do I serve others? How do I live my story?
Yeah, because that's a really important point. You need to walk the talk, right? And how I live my story is very simple. Remember I said life's a stage. That's Hamlet, right? Every time you open your mouth, you're public speaking. You're speaking to someone. I have control over how these stories unfold. I have control on how to write the book of my life. The only thing is, you are the actor and the director of your life. You act through your actions, you direct through your choices, but you are never the writer, because other people contribute to the script. Other people are putting in their opinions. Other people are pushing you off track through the things that they say and do. And that's where all the frustration comes in, because why are they putting this text into my book of life, right? And so it's about understanding that you are not the only writer in your story, but you are always the actor through your actions, and you are always the director through your choices, whether you like it or not. You build your story of life through the choices that you make. And so do you have the courage to share that with other people?
On. There we go.
Yeah. Hello, George.
Hi, Saru. Hi, Mr. President. How are you?
I'm doing okay. I'm doing better now that you're here.
Oh, that's great.
Hey.
Mr. President, I have a question, sir.
Okay, let's hear it.
You have inside information. With all the rumors around Michelle possibly throwing a hat into the vice presidential ring, I thought you might have some inside information, as to what's going on. I mean, you see her every day, you speak to her every day. Is there a shot here? Everybody knows.
Yeah. We are talking here about life stories, the power of life stories. Let me know. What drives you, George? What drives you in life?
What drives me? You're really asking me, Maurice, what drives me at night? Well, what drives me is my car.
No way.
My car drives me.
Tonight, George, I watched all the Ocean's 11.
Ah, thank you, sir. And sir,
Yeah.
may I ask you a question, sir?
Yes, certainly, George. Far away.
Your film is absolutely out of this world. I really enjoyed it. And I have a very serious question. When you watched the film, what was it like for you from the outside looking in, watching your story? Yes. This is the one, the only Mr. Reggie Brown. He is the world's #1 Obama impersonator. Reggie and I, interestingly enough, have worked a couple of events together, but they were huge events. We worked at different times, so although we were in the same place, we actually never met face to face. Yes.
Are you really George, or is there somebody else?
So I must.
You saw my picture, by the way, with the real George Clooney.
I did. I was very jealous.
And you connected with me because of that.
Right away. So my actual name is David Siegel. I am the world's #1 George Clooney impersonator. So I've been, that's who I am. I'm right here in beautiful New Jersey, right on the East Coast of the United States, and happy to meet you.
Just real quick, and my computer's dying. I filled this out in a diner. Both of these start at the same place and end in the same place. But this can be your life going without guidance, all over the place, not knowing what's going on. But this is listening to mentors, friends, people that care about you, taking good advice. And I love this. I saved this thing for 8 years. It's just something stupid you're drawing while you're waiting for your pancakes. But I'm like, it is so metaphorical, and I love that thing. So find mentors, find friends that help you get to where you want to be, help share your story, live your life, and make it different.
And my dad said, "Get off." And I said, "But Dad, I don't know where I'm going." He goes, "You'll find a way, but you don't want to be there." And that was a metaphor to this day when I look at something and I say, and again, I'm getting the chills, but when I know I don't want to be there, I got to get out of there and go there. I don't necessarily know the way, but if I don't want to be there, get out of there, go here, figure out a way. And that's what I do every single day of my life.
Going to see.
I hope it's better. I've seen some of the same behavior, if not worse. When I went out to the stores, I see masks on the street, gloves on the street, people cut me back off in traffic again, and I'm just like, how is this? I came out of the cocoon after leaving this like a butterfly, more peaceful, and I'm just like, man, I hope the world's a better place, but I'm already seeing the same signs of the same thing, and I just hope that the world, it takes you doing different things for anything to change. That is the definition of change, is changing things. So I hope people just, like Saru said, put the pieces of the puzzle together. We're all in this together. I don't want to have 1,000 rolls of toilet paper and then someone else doesn't have one. It makes no sense. So just be smart, be a good person, and work together. Have empathy. But there can always be a better day. Just take action.
Yeah. So again, just giving back, making sure everybody is okay. I think that's very, very important. And I refuse to accept the term the new normal. There ain't nothing normal about this. Because it's temporary. It may be for a while, but I can't go back. I can't wait to go back to. Are we ever going to hug again? Of course.
All beautiful to have you here. It's all, Saru knows how.
We're going to go to Tasmania and hang out with Saru.
Yeah, fishing.
Hey, look,
Wow.
we haven't got anything. I mean, I live in Tasmania, but I live in the south part of, and we haven't had anything here for like 2-3 weeks.
I saw where you live, and it looks like the same place as in the movie.
Oh, it is. Oh, well, almost.
I have friends through Brisbane. How far of a trip from Brisbane? How quick can I get to you from Brisbane? I have friends.
That's
Probably about 2.5, 3 hours.
Okay.
Oh,
2.5. Yeah.
we are gathering. Let's give one lesson for our audience to take away. Saru, one lesson.
Well, for me, I would have to say, sometimes catching the wrong train can take you to the right station, and you always remember there's always a way home.
Appreciate. I know you. Are you grateful? No, I am. No, are you grateful? Are you embracing? Are you grateful? You feel it in your heart. So lead with your heart. Lead with your heart. Be grateful. Have gratitude for people, and give the same in return, and great things happen.
I think that part of the reason we're all in this together is because we share a lot of these ideals, and I tell my stepdaughter all the time, gratitude. And it's not just saying thank you, it's allowing me to say thank you sometimes because you care to reciprocate that and caring about each other. And the golden rule is the golden rule for the reason, treat others as you want to be treated, and we're all going to get there. This life isn't just for me, it's not just for you, it's for all of us to learn from each other. If we were all Barack Obama impersonators, how boring would that be? There's David, there's, Saru, there's you, there's all of us that fit into our little piece of the puzzle that's life, and that's the only way we're going to get through this is by learning from each other and helping each other out.